Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into that fascinating bright green powder that has literally taken the wellness world by storm. It's vibrant, it's earthy, and honestly, it has an absolutely incredible story. I mean, looking at it, it's this finely milled, almost neon green dust, right? You could totally joke it was made by aliens, but this vibrant powder actually has a deeply grounded 800-year-old history right here on Earth. So here's the real secret. Matcha is actually just a very special type of green tea. Yep, it comes from the exact same plant as your standard green, black, or white tea. The magic isn't some hidden mysterious ingredient. It's entirely in how it's grown, harvested, and prepared. Section 1, 800 years of history, monks, samurai, and equality. It actually started out as a medicinal drink in China. But way back in 1191, a monk named Aisai brought the tea seeds over to Japan. Japanese monks used it to really dial in their concentration during those long, grueling hours of meditation. Then, the samurai class caught on, and they started drinking it to get this intense combat focus on the battlefield. Fast forward to the 1500s, and a man named Sen no Rikyu completely transformed it into the centerpiece of a deeply spiritual Japanese tea ceremony. And what I absolutely love about Sen no Rikyu is his incredibly humble vision. Instead of throwing these flashy, opulent tea parties for the elite, he designed these rustic, super simple tea houses with tiny little doors. Why? Because it meant literally everyone, whether you were a powerful emperor, a fierce samurai, or just a commoner, had to physically bow down just to enter the room. It was this brilliant way of establishing a powerful rule. Over a shared bowl of matcha, we are all equal. Section 2. The Factory Tour. How traditional matcha is made. Now, the actual making of it is meticulous. About 3 to 4 weeks before harvest, farmers literally cover the tea plants with screens to block out the sunlight. This struggle for light makes the leaves pump out massive amounts of chlorophyll, which is exactly where that crazy bright green color comes from. Once picked, the leaves are immediately steamed to stop oxidation, basically locking them in time so they don't lose that vibrant color and flavor. Then every single stem and vein is painstakingly removed, leaving only the purest leaf material called tencha. And finally, that tencha gets stone ground. And talk about sheer dedication. It takes 1 full hour of slow, careful stone grinding just to produce 50 grams of high-quality ceremonial powder. Just 50 grams. If you grind it too fast, the heat actually ruins the delicate flavors. Section 3, the health powerhouse. What happens in your body? So why is it so good for you? Well, it all comes down to how we consume it. When you steep a regular tea bag, you're essentially just drinking flavored water and tossing the healthy leaves away. But with matcha, because it's this micro powder that you mix directly into your water, you are literally consuming the entire leaf. You get all the fiber, all the nutrients. It is a massive health upgrade. And because you're drinking the whole leaf, the antioxidant levels are just off the charts. It is packed with highly potent antioxidants, specifically one called ECGC, which is amazing for boosting your metabolism and protecting your cells. Get this. Studies show you can get up to 137 times more of this specific antioxidant in matcha compared to some standard steeped green teas. Crazy, right? Now, let's talk about energy levels. A standard 8-ounce cup of steeped green tea gives you a mild 25 milligrams of caffeine. Matcha steps that up to about 70 milligrams. Coffee sits higher at around 95 milligrams. So matcha definitely gives you a solid boost. But here is the absolute best part. It gives you that energy without the nervous, jittery spike or that dreaded, harsh crash you often get from coffee. The real secret weapon behind that incredibly smooth energy is an amino acid called L-theanine. Remember how those farmers shaded the plants for weeks? Well, that process supercharges the L-theanine in the leaves. And when L-theanine pairs up with caffeine, it actually stimulates alpha brainwaves, the exact same brainwaves you produce when you are meditating. It completely neutralizes the caffeine jitters and leaves you with this calm, zen-like focus. Section 4, the matcha menu. Grades and ways to enjoy it. Okay, so when you're buying it, there are 2 main grades you're going to encounter. Ceremonial grade is made from the youngest, most nutrient-dense leaves right at the top of the plant. It's naturally sweet, incredibly smooth, and it's meant to be whisked traditionally into hot water, ideally around 176 degrees Fahrenheit, using a bamboo whisk. Culinary grade, on the other hand, uses older leaves from lower down on the plant. It has a bolder, slightly more bitter flavor, which actually makes it absolutely perfect for cutting through the sweetness of milks and sugars if you're making things like matcha lattes, smoothies, or baked desserts. So the next time you see that bright green dust at your local cafe or popping up on your feed, you'll know exactly what's inside. You know, the 800 years of history, the intense shading process, and the literal science behind that incredible Zen energy. The only question left is, which style of matcha are you going to try first to find your focus? Thanks so much for exploring this journey with me, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.